So today I am making a video on the operators part. So this is basically some basics of the concept of Python, but in this video we are just going to talk about operators. So do you need anything understanding with in terms of some terminologies of Pythons? No, not much. Only operators which you have already come across in your 11th or 12th standards, or the basics one, multiplication division from your 6th standards onwards, right? So what we need to know here is only one functionality, which is built-in functionality in Python, which is print statements. All other things we are going to get understanding with that only, right? So let's start. What we are going to cover today is arithmetic, relational, logical. Bitwise we'll see in next video. I think it will consume our time on these three operators only. So what is special here is that we are going to understand some of the minute things which we a lot of time neglect on while understanding the operators, right? And we usually don't see it in that way. First thing is that we're going to know that when we are evaluating any expression, okay, so the expression is, what is expression? What expression is combination of the operands and operators. Operators, plus, minus, division, less than, greater than, etc. And then operands are just on which those operators are going to work upon. So it could be another expression, or it could be any value as well. Now we will understand that what is the flow. So left to right generally is the flow for these three operators that we are going to work upon today. And then we are going to talk about the precedence as well. So precedence, why we are talking about precedence comes into the actions for the correct evaluation of the expression, and how we can also evaluate in if we come across any MCQs or something. What is the rules that we have to follow for if these operators comes along. Let's start with the arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators, you have generally seen these symbols of these operations like plus, minus, division, multiplication, etc. from 6th standard onwards on your mathematics. And you have also heard of up Bottomast rules as well, right? So Bottomast rules, that the brackets has been given the preference, then division, multiplication are of equal importance, and then you have multiplication and addition as well. So now we are going to have not a simple expression. We'll work upon an expression which is a little complex, have the brackets, all the division and modulus, or not a modulus but the multiplication. These are equally have put on in a one particular expression, and now we're going to understand how this evaluation will happen. So there is a two way of understanding. The first way we will see the human way, and the other way, which is a little advanced, that how computer is understanding our rules. Here some postfix, prefix, and those text things comes up, which is little advanced version. We will see in very later point of all of our videos, right? So but right now and today we are going to cover it, like how we're gonna go and see all those Bottomast rules, and understand a little bit, get going to evaluate that with the help of Python as well, right? So let's start with this. So the first thing that we're going to do is that let's take a particular expression, right? So I have taken this expression here, that which is this one. I'm uncommenting it. Okay, arithmetic operation expression is 100 plus 200 multiplication, then there is a braces, right, parentheses, 5 plus 5 division by 10. How this will be getting evaluated? So sometimes we don't get a right answers in the MCQs. We get certain question options, but we mark some wrong answers because we don't know how this expression is getting evaluated. We just think that is just Bottomast rules and all those things. So the thing is that two things need to be have very clarity on your mind. First thing is we have to follow the precedence rule as well as the flow, right to left flow. Okay, sorry, left to right flow. Okay, so what is happening here? Let's say what is an expression? I told you expression is combination of the operands and operators. So for example, plus is operators, so 100 is operand, 200 is also an operand, right? Similarly for the multiplication, this left side becomes combination of operand to operators, and this is multiplication itself and an operator, and then the right side, what is happening, it's become the operand, which is combination of again an operator and the operands, right? Now what happen is, see, in this case, arithmetic expression that you have is, you have 100, you have 200, okay, then you have multiplication, and 5 plus 5. So according to Bode-Mar's rule, so we have to keep in mind two things: the Bode-Mar's rule and left to right, the expression from where we are going to evaluate the direction. So what is left to right? 100 to plus 200 and then goes to divide by 10. This is the left to right. Okay, so first thing, we get 100. Okay, then system reads plus. Will plus is going to be that we are going to directly plus with 100, 200, 200? No, we'll see what is next. Multiplication. Multiplication has its more preference than addition. Then we have bracket. Bracket has again more precedence, so bracket is getting close after this 5, right? So 5 plus 5 is what? 10. We have solved the bracket. Now after bracket we know multiplication and division is there. Plus multiplication and division is there. With plus and multiplication, okay, so I'll write it here as well. We have plus as an operator, we have multiplication as an operator, we have bracket as a rule, and then we have this division, right? So we have these things. Let me comment it out, so no error as well. Now how I'm going to evaluate it? So I know plus and multiplication. Plus has multiplication has precedent. Now plus and bracket, which has precedence? Bracket has precedent. So 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay, then after bracket there is a division, but I have to evaluate what? Now I have in what left after parenthesis has gone, right? After evaluation of parenthesis, what has left? Plus, then multiplication, and then division. Now within the plus and multiplication, I know multiplication has precedence, right? From this multiplication to division, what do you think? Which should come first? Multiplication and division, remember, have the same equal importance. So you cannot say multiplication has precedence over the division, or division has precedence over multiplication in the form of operation. No, but since our criteria is to evaluate left to right, so whichever comes left, in first, whichever comes first in left side will be operated first. So will be evaluated first. Okay, so what is in the left? Multiplication. So what I did is 5 plus 5 is 10, multiplied by 200 is what? 2000. So now what I've been pending with is plus and division. I know till now the answer is what? 2000, because 10 multiplied by 200 is 2000, right? Now plus and division, what is the my priority? What is the precedence? So division will be the precedence. Okay, then plus. So now the division has been in action, and the division will do what? 2000 divided by 10 will be 200. Now plus is left, so what my answer would be? 300. Let me evaluate this by running it this, and let's see. Let one thing more need to comment out if anything is opening. So this is open, right? So let me comment out this. Okay, so 300 is there. So now what we learn is, in arithmetic operations, we have to see the Bode-Mar's rule, and then if Bode-Mar's rule something is equal. For example, I have mentioned somewhere when there is equal in the Bode-Mar's itself. If we get to see that, would be good, right? So see here, Bode-Mar's. So division equals to multiplication. We have to follow left and right, which is appearing first. Then adding and subtraction is equal. Then we have to follow left and right. Equal means addition and subtraction as an operation given equal precedence. But if we are comparing some additional operation or operator with the any division operator, then division take the precedence. Okay, now we are not checking left to right. We have to check left to right when we are saying that these two operators having the similar equal value or equal significance, then we are saying this. So this is arithmetic operator. Let's quickly move to the logical operators. So two things we got to understand, that we have to aware of the operators also have the precedence. These operator, that means plus, minus, division, modulus, multiplication, individually has the precedence. Okay, you can check out on internet the precedence table as well. Now we'll move forward to relational operators. So what are relational operators? Relational operators are used when you have to compare something. So that means you have to compare two values, you have to compare any data, that relational operators are used. So largely if you are talking about less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to, these are all works upon numeric data, right? Generally. So let's say print equals let me comment out the previous statement so that we just don't get confused once we are seeing the results. Okay, So we have see these all these statement print. If I just uncomment that, no issues. Okay, so now if I run this one, you will see what 23 less than 26, this should be was, this should be true, it is less. Second should be not equals to 25, this is true. Third would be true, true, and last one should be false, I think. See, true, and last one is false. So we know these conditions, right? So this could be easily done. But what is the catch here again? So nothing that much big of a catch, but what we'll understand it that relational operators are comparational and they are executed once will have boolean value in the end result. That means the result should be true or false. Once the relational operator executed, you are seeing the result, right? So if you see arithmetic operation has been performed, you see the end result, there is something 300 comes up, right? Similarly, when there is a relational operator which is acting upon an expression, you will get the value as what, true or false. Okay, so individually have to understand the operator first, and then you are seeing a very big expression which is combination of the different types of operators, then to perform and to execute and then to have the evaluation will become tricky. So therefore you need to have understanding of what are the basics of the operators, and that precedence table that I've talked about somewhat, that is also important to equally have in being into the mind. Okay, so now there is an expression, consider this one. Okay, so arithmetic operators, okay, and the relational operators, less than, greater than, equal to operators, both are there, right? So what will take precedence over the your arithmetic operation will take precedence over the relational operators. That means in an expression when there is relational operators as well as an arithmetic operations, right, operators, then what will take precedence, your arithmetic operator. So for example here 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40, so this need to be commented out because this is not something we have, this is not an execution statement. Okay, this is just for the understanding. So 10 plus 30 plus 40, I have taken at one side, then there is less than, then 1 2 3 4 5 minus minus minus, right? So in this scenario there are two forms of expression which has been applied to one particular rational operand, right? Operator, sorry. So less than operator is there. Now in the left side you see 10 20 30 40, in the right side 1 2 3 4 5. Now what will happen is that you will see that this arithmetic operation has to be performed first to evaluate what is the whole result of the expression, and the whole result when there is a relational operator should be what, true or false, that is boolean value, that is true or false, it should yield you true or false. Arithmetic operation where and giving you any value in the end. Okay, so there is a difference between a value and a true or false. True or false is generally what you are saying that a particular statement could be true or a particular statement could be false, right? This is the meaning of true and false, or the significance of using the true or false. So here you are not focused largely on the value, you are focused on what the statement means, it's true or it's false. Okay, then you are taking certain actions based on that. So basically in the conditional situations these relational operators are very useful, right? This is the essence of that. Okay, so we got it. Now we have expression, print expression 1 2 3. Okay, now for these are two statements which we have taken, but we need not to operate on that. Let's comment it out this as well. We'll just work on this simple single statement. For this statement to happen, if you use a normal human mind as well, if you have learned some basic operations, multiplication or addition and subtraction, you know that right side is positive 1 and the left side would be a positive 1 and the right side would be a negative result would be there. So basically this could not be less because this is positive and this side is the negative one, so which is normally this need to be less, right? So we have used less than operator. In the end this expression should result with the what, false, right? Yes, let's see the result. Also we have to comment out something if he is there. No, nothing is there, so this is false. See, because if from the basics of the mathematical operations we know that positive and negative, positive is greater than the negative, right? Okay, now we'll talk about the logical operators. So logical operators are used for what? Again, logical operators, there is one more thing. So the arithmetic operators work upon all the numeric values, or there is certain level of values in which addition subtraction happens. Okay, so numeric values work upon the arithmetic operators work upon numeric values, right? So but in the relational operators, there could be an expression behind the before and after of a relational operators, right? So then only the relational operators able to work upon. So for example, we have taken it here that arithmetic operation need to be performed before of the relational operators because they have the higher precedence, right? So because why we had need certain value to evaluate upon which is less and which is greater, right? So we need to evaluate this side first, the left side whole as in whole, and then the right side as in whole, and then only we can apply which is less and which is greater, right? Again, the less and right greater than, that means a relational operators is again performed over any certain value, right? In the end, this expression will give me a value, the left side will give me a certain value, the right side evaluation will give me a certain value. So relational operators are also operating upon certain value, right? But the logical operators has to be operated largely, they are generally seeing operating upon any logical value, that means true or false, that means true or false expression, left or expression at the left side or expression at the right side should yield a true or false value. Then only in that certain scenario you are able to calculate or evaluate the end result of any expression which is containing the logical operator. Now the issue, precedence of the logical operator is not and or. These are three logical operators, not and or. Okay, so this, if you see the highlighted line, let me also comment out this one. So now we are working on solely on logical operators. Okay, so when you talk about logical operators not and or, not is symbolically represent with the help of, me types few of the things so that again we got some understanding. Okay, let me just help you with again typing it so that it become a little easier for the people to understand it. Okay, so now if you see, we are going to talk about first of all not operator. So not operator, if you see not operator symbol, so since Python is quite friendly with the human language, right? So not is directly written as not, but in other languages, if you wanted to know what not looks like, is an exclamatory marks. Basically in C++ or in Java you will see not as like this, right? So here what we are doing is we are saying that logical operators operate upon the there is an expression, then it in the left and right side of it, if an operator is being there which is logical, has to be a true or false value or a boolean value, you could say in a way. Okay, now you will see that let's say an expression one is there and x which is you are saying no. So expression one you can call it exp1. So this is a unary operator. Unary operators are which need not require two or more expression, which can be operated on one particular expression. So let's say whatever is the exp1, basically this need to be in Python specifically, it needs to be true or false value. So let's say I say this is true, right? This is true. Or what can be put it here, which yields true or false value, the relation operators as well. So let's say I say 5 is less than 6. So what it will do, 5 is less than 6, is it true or false? 5 is less than 6 is true. So what not will do is, not will, the result of not is to reverse whatever is the logical conclusion that you have out of the statement or expression evaluation. So you will reverse the boolean value or logical value for, say, let's say, okay, so 5 less than 6. Now let me print this particular thing. I print I cannot say not, sorry, I just forget we are using Python. Okay, so we are saying not and we are saying 5 less than 6, and I'm printing this. Okay, so according to what I've told, this should do what, this should make it what, 5 less than 6 is what, true, it should make it false, right? So let me run it and let me see, false, right? That's fine. So this is the easy one, but now we'll learn more about OR operator. in this video right now, with in terms of logical operation that we are reading out, what is important is not just the explanation of what is true it will come or false will come. What is important is now in the end we are going to talk about short circuit evaluation, which is important, and then the understanding of the precedence, which is now already told that not is higher precedence than and then or, right? So what is very very important is right now is that same thing ongoing short circuiting. What happens with short circuiting, with that comes a lot of time in the MCQs, and if you're aware of that, that helps you a lot. Okay, so now we'll talk about not is what the reversal of what reversal of whatever is the logical value, true or false. If true, false, false, true. Okay, that's fine, that's not the part of things to be discussed further. Now we'll talk about and operator, right? So and operator is, so we are saying in the logical operation, end result is generally what, generally are true, generally true or false value, right? True or false, right? So when I'm saying this, and we are saying okay, and or are generally a binary operator, or you can say operates on two of the expressions. So it required two expressions or two sort of an operand which needs to be there between of what, and or both type of logical operator. So let's say if I say exp1 and I say exp2, so exp1 and exp2, two things should be there for and need to be operate. Okay, this is not unary, this is binary. So okay, this is understood, exp1 and exp2. Now what will happen is exp1 and exp2 needs to be true or false, yield true or false value. Okay, whatever can give true or false, that could come here, or directly you can place true or false as well. So what happens with the air is with and is that both expression need to be true to end result to be true. Okay, both expression need to be true to end result to be true, else if any one of that get false, the end result will become false. This statement has its very own importance in understanding the short circuiting, which we are going to refer it little sooner, right? So expression 1 and expression 2, you understand. If I say two operands need to be there, then what is the combination that will have 4, right? 2 to the power 4, 2 is 4, right? So how many combination I'll have, don't want to do this, but let's do it because of the basics of the understanding. True and true, if suppose expression 1 and expression 2 give me true, I'll have true in the end, true. Let's say expression is true and false, I'll have false, because one thing which I have known is in the okay, let me put it here. For AND operation, right, both needs to be true to have AND result as true. Right now I'm saying AND result, this is largely happens with used in conditional statements, which when say conditional statement is true, then the further inside block get executed, which is again a little higher side, like the forward concept, not right now, but just understand end result and not end result, right? So true and true, both side needs to be true to have end result as true. This is the final conclusion in this context, right? Okay, and now we have true false, then we have again saying false and true also makes it what, false, and then we have what, false and false, which is undoubtedly needs to be false, right? Now this is with what, and operation, right? So I need not to have too much of the explanation here. Let me give you just an expression. So I am saying expression 1 expression 2, and then we can apply and operator. Let me place it and now I'm gonna apply any expression which can give me true or false value, right? So again I'm going 5 less than 3, I'm saying 5 less than 3, and here I'm saying 5 greater than 3. Okay, let me check the value. What do you think value could be? So 5 less than and greater than, I'm saying, so obviously one will be false, one will be true, the end result would be false, right? because if anyone get false, then result should be what? False, which is false here. Okay, let's comment out this as well. We need not this as well. Now similar goes with or. I'm just now gonna go and not explaining much. See what happens with the or is, if I have this anywhere written, okay, I have to write it again basically. Okay, so false, what happen is we have the similar expressions would be only or will be here, right? Expression 1 and expression 2, again it's operate upon two of the operands needed, two operands needed for or to operate on any of the expression. And then again we have the condition different conditions. So true and true will definitely gives true, true and false in or becomes true, true, false and true also become true, false and false become false. So what is the conclusion from here is that if any of the value is false, is true, then result is true. That means any one value, any one of the value is true, then the result is true. Okay, this is what or is. So for an example, we'll take now the same example I'm taking for the clarity purpose, right? Let me put this here and I am just changing the operation or. So any one of them will be true. 5 less than, whether 5 can be less than 3 or 5 can be greater than 3, right? So any of the statement become true. This should yield what? True as an end result, right? Let's see. True. Okay, now this is just a lot of basics things. Now we'll discuss little bit higher side, or not that higher, but which is generally asked in the MCQs in any of the competitions you will see. Okay, we will talk about short circuit, which we have I think already mentioned. Let me just scroll down. Okay, so we have this operator need both operand to be true, right? I think we talk about AND operator here, and then we have or anyone is true, which is again we have again kind of a revision is there, that what or and not operator do. Now we have two statement, just look carefully. We have two statement with one is with or and one is with and. Okay, let me just remove the other one as well, and now we understand what is short circuit evaluation, and it's very nice, right? Let's understand that. I am going to do this uncomment, right? Okay, 5 less than 3 or 5 greater than 3. Short circuit evaluation is what? Short circuit evaluation is that it prevent a form of expression to get evaluated, right? So what does it mean? It means is, let's say I have created a rule. Okay, I have created a rule that true or false. So whenever there is or operand and I am saying any one of the value get true, the result will be true. Okay, so this is short circuit is, do I need to evaluate second statement if my first statement become true? If my first expression become true, do I need to evaluate the second one? No. In the case of when I know that if one value can give me the end result, right? So what does it mean? Let's say, so or is operated on 5 less than 3 and 5 greater than 3, right? So 5 less than 3, what is this? True or false? When I'm saying or can only be false when both are false. Otherwise it will be true, right? With all the things that we have learned, otherwise it will be true. So or need not to be what? Or need not to be checking the other value if any value get true. So 5 less than 3 is what? A false statement. Okay, so a false statement, FALs, false. False or true is what? This is also true, right? 5 greater than, so now I got false, right, in the first expression. Now or is there. Is there is a possibility to come true? Yes, there is a possibility if the next expression become true. So it will evaluate the next expression. 5 greater than 3, true, and result is true. I know it sounds similar to what we have studied. Now let me just change the sequence of this whole statement in the form of expression, and you will find something else. So what you will find is that this is more of observation right now. Okay, this is not what console will gonna print out, because you already know the answer. Okay, now the next statement, I just change the expression 2 is expression 1, that is the greater side is come. So 5 greater than 3, is it true? That is true, that's for sure true. Any one value is true, do I need to even check the next value? No, because I know the what is the expression, first expression is telling me it is greater, right? So for sure this gonna go, if I say true or false, let's say true or false, it's gonna give me true, right? So my system already know that 5 greater than 3 is true, and I'm using or operand with that. I need not to evaluate 5 less than 3, I'll say it's true. So sometimes what happens in MCQ, a statement is being thrown till where this will, this will get executed, will this expression will get executed or not, directly this 5 less than 3, if this is the statement, this is the whole instruction. So then you might get perplexed there, might get very confused there, that this should get executed, because you are aware that true or false, then true. No, if true or false is true, it's just the theory, it's true, but whether once we get the true, we need not to see that whether the other is false or true. So what is happening is, here is we are just reducing the evaluation time of other expressions which are there, and largely these logical operators are used to little bit have a little more concise or less number of instructions or conditions to be there, and little make it more compact in terms of while we are writing the codes. Okay, so similar goes with and as well. So when does and become true? When both of the value is true. When does and become false? When any one of them is false. So if any statement, any expression become false, let's say first expression become false, do I need to even take care of what is second expression is saying to me? No. What do I need to evaluate it? No, because I know if once it become false, the end result is gonna be false. Similar is happening there. So this is short circuiting, and it comes a lot of time in generally in the competitive exam. So if you wanted to see them, you can have more hands on this, and then you will understand. So what would be the next step would be, this is today's end of the session, what would be the next step should be for you is to work upon these operators and little more complex expression, not the simpler ones, more complex expression with the same of understanding what is the precedence level, what is the movement, left to right is the evaluation movement, and this will help you to solve out few of the questions and having more clarity of this. One thing I could show you right now is, I'll told you that this work upon the booleans, right? This work upon the true or false. One thing very catchy I found is that if I apply these operators and these operators on any numeric value, because you see or is here, and you see the left side of the expression is something true or false, is going to give me true or false. Again the right side is going to give me a true or false, right? And then the or is getting applied. What if I don't have any true or false in the left and right, and I don't directly have a numeric value? What I'm gonna do with that, let's see on that. This is very interesting. So what I did is I checked upon multiple languages, right? And I checked that what kind of result I'll get in the C++, what I kind of result I'll get in Java, what result I'm getting in the Python. So if you are just a little more interested, you can listen to this. What happens, let me print 5 and 0. Okay, so what I was thinking is 5 and 0 will give me the true, because in C++ what happens is 5 and 0, so true and false in C++ is 1 and 0. So 1 is considered as true and 0 is considered as false in C++. Okay, so what happens in print, we see 5 if I and is like double this sort of an operator. This is in C++, this is denoted as this in C++, and in Java as well. It is like this, symbol is like this. Okay, so in what happened in C++, when I try to print out 5, what would be the result of 5 and 0? Basically you will say 5 and 0 in C++, it was giving me 1. Okay, interestingly, that is very interesting. But in Java, it was throwing me error. It was throwing me error that you cannot have this operator, the AND operator with any numeric value directly. You have to have any logical true or false value rather than having any numeric value. So that means 5 and 0 will throw error in Java. Error in Java. Okay, let me check with so we have discussed this. In Python, what happened? Let us see. Okay, so C++ it will throw 1. That means that is true. Okay, that is true. And these are both strictly typed language. C++ and Java both are typed, like that means you have to define the data type. Python, you don't have to define the data type. It just automatically with its own process get to know that what is the type. Okay, and evaluates on this. Java throws error. Now we'll see in Python what will happen. Okay, I'm just printing it. Let's see. It's a good part. 0. Okay, 0, we are not sure what does 0 means here, what is doing. Let me print 10 here. Let's see what's 10. Okay, let me print pri like 10 in 5. So we are hoping for 5, right? So it should give us 5. I hope so. Okay, 5. So in Python, rather than giving us the value of this logical true or false, giving us true or false, it is giving us numeric value, which is not the behavior which we have seen till now, right? So AND is not going to give you 0 or numeric value generally till now, but here it is doing that. So it is a sort of an unusual behavior. That means you are getting the value which is the rightmost value, right? So AND is getting evaluated, 10 is getting evaluated, AND is getting evaluated, 5 is getting evaluated and giving you 5. Here the short circuiting also doesn't seems to be there even, right? So 5 is also appearing, so that means it is not taking it as true or false, right? 10 and 5 are not taking as true or false basically, or even if it is taking it as like that, it is giving you 5. For a challenge, what I could do is, if 10 and 5, print high. Let's see if this what it does. This is interesting, right? Okay. Okay. See, so this means in the end 10 and 5, okay, when we are putting it under a conditional statement, it is taking as true, because then only it will print the high, right? Else, if I say else, no, it should print high. Okay, so if we put same thing in the conditional statements, then it is taking as true and it's printing as high. But if we are just in a print statement, that it's returning the last value which is there and it's printing the last value which is there. Okay, so this is some of the things. Largely you don't do use these and or logical operators with the numeric value. You generally use these values with what, with any true and false with true and false of the expressions. Okay, this is for the today's one, right? And we'll see you next time if there is any other video comes up for the basics of that. But this one was the interesting one for me to make out, and to in the last as well, to just do some of the research of this logical and operators behaviors in the C++, Java, and then Python. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.